Okay, so let's talk about something real. Hormones are shifting, your career might be at its peak, and life, well, it's just plain busy. And somewhere in all of that, desire can start to feel a little different. It's totally normal, and it happens to so many of us. Today, we're going to dive into how to navigate intimacy during these changes. Not as some problem you have to fix, but as a connection that's just waiting to be rediscovered.
Does this sound familiar? You've done the dishes, you've prepped everything for tomorrow, you've let the dog out, and now the idea of connection feels less like a want and more like just one more chore you're supposed to check off before you can finally get some sleep? If that's you, trust me, you are not alone in this.
You know, nurse practitioner Anita Nicholson just nails it with this quote. The day-to-day grind isn't always sexy, right? And this idea that desire should just poof appear out of thin air at the end of a long day can feel like a totally impossible standard.
So this brings us to the heart of the challenge, and honestly, a really important shift in thinking that could change everything. It all comes down to understanding that there are actually two different kinds of desire.
See, for so long, we've been told about spontaneous desire. You know, that lightning bolt feeling that hits like someone flipping a light switch. But the reality for a lot of us, especially as we get older, is something called responsive desire. It doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It builds. It responds to connection, to your environment, to being intentional. And realizing this isn't a sign that something's wrong. It's just a different, more mature way our bodies work.
Okay, so if desire needs a little nudge, how do we create the right conditions for it? Well, the solution is a really simple but powerful idea called transition time.
Just think of transition time as a bridge. It's a dedicated moment that helps you get from your to-do list self, the one who's thinking about work and laundry, over to your connected, sensual self. It's all about being mindful and intentional to get your mind and body ready for intimacy. And here's the crucial part. You can't rush this. Like Nicholson says, this is a time in life where you just can't take shortcuts anymore. It's all about slowing down and being deliberate. So how do we actually do that? Let's get into some practical tips.
The very first step, and this might sound a little surprising, starts with just you. Before you can really connect with a partner, it's so important to reconnect with yourself and figure out what feels good to you right now in this chapter of your life. So, a really foundational exercise is to simply get reacquainted with your own body.
The advice here from Anita Nicholson is super direct. Just some solo exploration. Even something as simple as the classic mirror exercise can be a gateway to understanding what feels good for you now. Because let's be real, that can be very different from what it was years ago, and that's perfectly okay.
All right, another really powerful tool for transitioning is something you probably do anyway, taking a hot bath or shower. The trick is to just reframe it a little bit.
I mean, don't just think of it as getting clean. Think of it as a mental reset button. It's a way to literally wash away the stress of the day, shift out of that daily grind, and bring your focus back inward, to your own body. I love how the source material puts it. Go into that bathroom and come out a different person.
Another fantastic way to build that bridge is with movement. Something like yoga can be amazing for this because it's not just physical. It's designed to pull your busy mind back into your body and just be present with how you feel.
So, once you've started to reconnect with yourself, let's talk about how to build that same bridge with a partner. And again, the key here is to do it with very little pressure. Here's a simple and really lovely activity. Just ask your partner to put lotion on you after a shower. The goal isn't to rush or to lead to anything else. The goal is just relaxation and gentle, non-demanding touch.
And the key here? The commitment. The suggestion is for 20 full minutes. This isn't just a quick 2-minute task. It's about setting aside dedicated time to just feel and be present with each other with zero expectation of where it goes.
Looking for another really low-pressure way to unwind and connect? Try breath work. It's a perfect way to build that bridge together at the end of the day. You can use an app or just lie down next to each other and try to sync your breathing. The best part about this is that it's not performative at all. As one of our sources says, there's no orgasm on the table. The only thing you're trying to do is be together and get in sync. That's it.
Now, if silent meditation just isn't your vibe, that's totally fine. This next tip is a fantastic alternative, especially for couples who really connect through conversation. It's so simple. You just set a timer and you take turns asking and answering questions about desire and touch. Again, the goal here isn't to start something. It's just to learn about each other and connect with words. You're taking the time to actually ask, hey, what do you like? What do you want now?
Our final tip uses the incredible power of scent to create a kind of mental shortcut, a way to get your brain from work mode into a more sensual mindset a little faster.
Sexologist Angie Roundtree calls this a pleasure anchor. Basically, if you consistently use a specific scent, like a certain candle or a perfume or an essential oil, during intimate moments, your brain starts to build this really powerful association. And over time, just smelling that scent can help you make that mental transition much more quickly. It's pretty cool.
So as we start to wrap this up, it's pretty clear that all of these tips, from the solo stuff to the things you do together, they all point to one really powerful idea. The goal isn't necessarily an outcome, it's the connection itself.
And that leaves us with one last thought to chew on. We've been talking about transition time as this bridge to get to the main event, but what if we flip that idea on its head? What if that slow, intentional time you spend connecting, the talking, the touching, just being present, what if that is the main event? Maybe the journey of reconnecting is the real destination after all.